How's it going? My name is Noah Hoffman, the designer at the Sync Bar. Today we're going to run you through everything you need to know about the bar, how to tune it, and how to change things out. So, unboxing your Sync Bar, first thing you're going to notice is that it looks sick. It comes in this nice carrying bag. The Sync Bar offers two different size loops. The standard loop is the one we think is the most universal and works for the most people. If you want to get the deep power throw closer to your body, the micro loop takes a few cm out of the distance, allowing you to get closer and have less mess and have a really nice tight connection to your harness. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the standard loop from the quick release. First, you want to release the bar. You're going to take your bigger Allen key and take the nut off. Don't lose those, you don't have extra. So your micro loop will come attached with the rope slider. If you don't want to use it and you want to use the micro loop with your standard harness hook, you're going to follow these steps. First, you need to remove the two O-rings and the chicken finger. It's quite a tight fit. The second is you're going to basically just pull the slider off the end. You're going to replace the first O-ring on, put your micro loop chicken finger back onto it, making sure that the orientation is correct and that the chicken finger is pointing up. And then you're going to place on your second O-ring, like so. Next, you're going to reinsert the micro loop into your bar. Use your Allen key to lock the screw back down. You want it to be tight, but you don't want to strip the screw, so don't put too much tension into the bolt. And you are ready to go right. Another way to configure your micro loop is the rope slider option. To do this, you take off the two O-rings and the chicken finger. Place them aside, put them somewhere safe just in case you want to go back to that option. And then all that's left to do is to put it back in the bar as you did with the other loop options and screw it into place. And remember, you want it to be tight, but you don't want to strip the head of the screw. The rope slider option is intended to be used without the chicken finger only on rope slider spreader bars. If you want to use your harness hook, please do remove the rope slider, as it's not necessary and will cause damage to your harness hook. To remove your trim line, you need to take off the top barrel nut. You'll do that with two Allen keys. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Remove the nut, pull the trim line through your line organizer and out through the cleat. For reassembly, you do the steps in reverse. First, you go through the cleat, just feed it in nice and slow. You go through the trim line, making sure that you're not passing over the flagging line. Okay. The best way to do this is to get the spacing in the line already for the barrel nut beforehand so that it's nice and open. You can insert into the cleat, use your special tool that's provided to make it easy to pass through the line and then out the other side, just like that. The next step is to feed in the screw on the opposite side. If I could do it. Feed in the screw on the opposite side. and tension it with both of your Allen keys. And voila, you have a brand new trim line. Now I'm going to show you how to adjust your backline lengths. We wanted to make this easy so that you can do it on the beach without tools. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to remove your leash ring, pull it out a little bit so you have some room to work with. You're going to take the bar, pull the end down. You'll see a little lip. Under that lip, you can get in exactly with your leash ring. You pull your line out. You can adjust the knot either up or down depending on how you want your bar to perform. Pop it back into the cavity. Align the tail. And then pull the line back through. And then you're done. You want to do this again on the other side and make sure that both your lines are the same length, or you're going to have some weird steering in your kite. So the next thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to change out your flagging line. It's really easy. All you need to do is pull it out of the bottom of the bar till you see the flying line. You're going to take your small supplied Allen key, undo the set screw in the bottom of the red piece. Make sure not to lose the little metal bushing inside. Remove your leash ring. Undo the handshake knot that's on the line currently. And remove your flagging line. The next logical step is to put your flagging line back on. This will be done in the reverse steps of taking it off. You will reset the handshake knot. Make sure that's nice and tight so it fits into the cleat. You're going to feed on your leash ring. On this one, you need to make sure it's through the middle size hole that's across from the big hole, and then put it back into the red stopper piece and tighten down the screw. I'll get there eventually. Next, go to the top above your cleat, feed the flagging line back through your system, tension it up. Make sure that the flagging line sits well into the cup, and you're all set. So the first step you're going to do is to take off the 2 barrel nuts at the top of the cleat. This is done with the 2 Allen keys supplied. You'll push them out of the cleat like so. Make sure to put them somewhere you're not going to lose them. And then your cleat should come right off. After you remove the barrel nuts from your cleat, you're going to want to remove the flagging line. This is done by taking the small provided Allen key and removing the set screw in the base. Once your flagging line is removed, you're going to want to remove the power lines from the cleat, pull them out of your bar. To remove the centerpiece on the back side of the bar, you'll see that there's a little eye-shaped hole. This allows the center bearing to orientate out and get removed. So that's how you replace this piece. Now that you have your quick release and power lines off your bar, you're going to take a flathead screwdriver and open the TPU bumper cover covering the quick release bottom. Once you have the TPU bumper cover off, you'll see that there's 2 screws at the base that need to be undone. You'll use your provided large Allen key to do that. Now that you took the 2 bolts out of the bottom, you're going to want to pull the red piece up, working it slowly. Now that you've successfully pulled the quick release off the power line system, you need to remove the red piece, toss your old system away, and grab your new one. Now, installing your new PU tube is just doing the same steps in reverse. So you want to put on the red capture piece. A tip to make this easier is to push this up as far as possible so that the TPU tube is coming out of the bottom of the red piece. Next, you're going to want to assemble your bar, making sure that your TPU bumper is already on the quick release, so you don't have to do it twice. With the male line anchor end, the one with the 2 nubs on it, and not the flat version, you want to put that on the bottom. The orientation of this loop is fairly important. You want to make sure that the back end sits on the bottom on the same side as the male anchor. Once you have your line clamped on, you want to pull the red piece back down over the 2 line anchors, ensuring that there's a snug fit and that none of the loops slipped out. And replace your TPU bumper. Now that the bottom of your quick release is assembled, you're going to go back to the top. To do this, you're going to use your screwdriver to pull tension back into the lines. This one is a bit tricky, and it helps to have someone else to help you with it, but it's also very possible to do by yourself. Now that you've pulled the lines through, you're going to want to not forget to put your piece in. Slide your center bearing back into the bar. Feed your TPU tube through the system. Grab your cleat and insert the TPU tube into the cleat. Some tips to make this easier is to pull extra tension into the lines. Use your Allen keys and pry them against the face of the cleat. And this allows you to pull the loop up to a place where it makes it easier to get the barrel nuts through. Once you've pulled tension into the line, you're going to want to reinsert your power lines using the tool provided. Because the tension on these lines is fairly high, using the Allen key to help get the line over the barrel nut makes it a lot easier. Once you've gotten your barrel nut in, lightly set the screw in place and then further tension it down once you pull your second Allen key out. You're going to repeat the same process for the other side. Now that you have both barrel nuts lined up, you're going to want to give them one last check and make sure that they are tight. To put your flagging line back through the TPU tube, remove the flagging line from the flying line, push the flying line through. This will be much easier because it's a lot thinner of a line. Till it comes out the bottom side. You're going to want to do a handshake knot with your flagging line. Pull it back through. To finish assembling your flagging line, put the red piece back on and reset the set screw using the small Allen key. And congratulations, you have replaced your power line, TPU tube, and your center bearing. And you have a brand new bar and you're ready to go. If you want to do one last check to make sure you did everything correctly, please make sure that the two top loops are secured to the barrel nuts. Take your screwdriver one more time and check that there's line underneath both of the line anchors. And do one more check to make sure that there's two lines underneath the line anchors. You should see two loops coming through the bottom. Check, check. It's all good. Put your TPU bumper back on and go have a great session. We're going to show you how to change out your loop from your standard loop that's supplied with the bar to your brand new micro loop. To do this, you want to use your larger supplied Allen key to remove the bolt and nut at the base of your quick release. Once this is out, you can release your release and you'll have fully removed your chicken loop. Now you have to decide whether you want to use a rope slider attachment or the regular micro loop. If you want to use the micro loop, just pull off the rope slider attachment, put the 2 supplied O-rings on with the micro loop finger. For this example, we're just going to show you how to put on the micro loop slider because it's the same process. To do this, you follow the reverse steps. You insert into the cavity, you stick your bolt through, put your nut on the back, and tighten. Now that you've assembled your new micro loop or rope slider attachment, all you have to do is click it back into the quick release and have a good session. Thank you.